What's up, family? I'm back at you again. As always, never telling you what to think. Just ask that we start thinking, hoping that we can free and open up our minds to escape the calamity of conformity. I know some of you out there are free thinkers like myself, but you may be a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive about coming out to your family and your friends. But all of those ideas and thoughts that have been swirling around inside your mind that you have suppressed because you don't want to be offensive, because you don't want to be disrespectful, because you don't want to lose those relationships. So that brings me to what I want to talk to you about today, and that's fear. Now, I know fear is necessary in our lives to help keep us safe, but if not properly assessed, fear could be debilitating and it could be detrimental to our growth and progression. So the question is, who taught you fear? Who taught you that the invisible man killed all of the inhabitants of the earth only to leave Satan behind so that he could deceive the world again, so that he could destroy the second time by fire? Who taught you that when you come in contact with some new land and the inhabitants of that land do not think, look, or worship the same God as you do, it's okay to kill the women, the men, and the children and take that land for yourselves? Who taught you? Who taught you that you was nothing? That you was formed from the dust of the ground, that your righteousness is like a filthy rag, and there's not one that's good, no, not one. And even when you do work hard and accomplish something, you can't bask for one moment in your glory, because you have to give all glory and credit to him, diminishing your self-confidence and your self-worth so that you always left dependent upon some other entity to solve your problems instead of solving them yourself. Who taught you that God is love? And where was that love for Achan, his sons and daughters, when he commanded Joshua to take them out in front of the congregation, stone them to death, and set them on fire for some minor offense? Who taught you to lean not on your own understanding, but that of the preacher, so that he can manipulate you out of your tithes and out of your offerings, leaving you destitute and impoverished while he or she lives some luxurious lifestyle? Who taught you that you're double-minded and unstable in all of your ways, when what you're really trying to do is be like your father, who created you in his own image? But unfortunately for you, he's a do as I say and not do as I do type of parent. He kills at will, but asks you to turn the other cheek. He's wrathful, but asks you not to let the sun go down on yours. He gives, but when the relationship is not going his way, he takes it back. He's jealous, but any envy from you, and you negate your inheritance to the kingdom. I know it's difficult, but we have to let go of the fear. In a technological age, we can be very primitive with our thinking. Okay, family, I'm going to leave you with this last thought. If you had a message as a parent to send to your children, and you left a letter, and in this letter was supposed to be the instructions for them to be able to make it through life and then eventually make it to eternal life. But in this letter, as you are observing them from afar, you see that they're having some complications, that the instructions in this letter are very ambiguous, and it's causing them some problems. But instead of you intervening, you just continue to observe them from afar. And as you observe them, you can see that this information is causing their quality of life to diminish. No logical or reasonable person would say that that was a good move on my part. One thing about being a free thinker is that it allows you to work with anyone, regardless of their race, gender, sexual orientation, or religion. And that's the most beautiful thing. I was having a conversation with a friend, and she said, "You would be the perfect man if you only believed in God." So I looked at her and I asked, "Do you believe in me?" She said, "Of course I believe in you." Then I took a step back and I looked her in the eyes and I said, "The only gods that we need is each other, and the only God that I need is you."